Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hugh continuing with another live this evening. As always, this is your 15-20 minute block a day to learn a little bit more about real estate and how it can benefit you. I am your realtor, Hugo Quintanilla to be exact. I am licensed in Maryland and can help you out with real estate all over the world. So please feel free and ask. My phone number is 240-389-4846. My email is hugo@lnf.com. And my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. It is chilly out there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just all kinds of cold. So don't mind if I'm wearing a hat. But I did want to come on and do a couple of lives for you. So we are going to be covering day 14 as well as the top 10 news stories of the week. I will chop up this live. So if you stay tuned, you will see both. But today, the ultimate 30-day home selling blueprint day 14. We're going to be doing something that I previewed yesterday, and you can tell by the title. We're going to be packing with purpose, unveiling the art of organized moves and setting your countdown to a smooth transaction. Really, when you work with someone that's done this enough times, it really becomes clockwork. We really do bank for every possible scenario and try to make it as easy and as smooth as possible. So today I'm going to give you 10 suggestions on what you can do on day 14 when beginning to pack non-essential items and organizing your timeline is what we're going to be doing. Okay. So if you have any questions, as always, feel free and leave them down in the chat, in the DMs, messages, anything that you feel comfortable with. We are on all social media platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. We're actually live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. But you will catch repeats on the YouTube channel. And feel free and also check out my app as well as my website at yourrealtorhugo.com, where there are tons of resources where you can learn more about real estate and everything that the real estate world has to offer. So let's jump into today's, blueprint and see what you guys think. So first, create a packing plan. Develop a systematic plan for packing, starting with non-essential items that you won't need immediately. Figuring out the stuff that you need, essentially, kind of packing 2 suitcases worth of the really necessary stuff is really your priority. If everything were to go wrong, what are the things that are really truly 100% necessary for you to keep functioning in day to day? And that's what you really would want to focus on. Everything else, that's non-essential, we really start to pack it up, or we start to give it away, or like we were decluttering and organizing earlier in last week. At this point, we should have less stuff all around. So gather packing supplies, collect boxes, packing tape, bubble wrap, and other essential packing supplies. Make sure to please set out a budget for this. Do not scrap baskets and cardboard, and you just sometimes never get consistency in either the quality of the cardboard or how much it can hold. And not all cardboard is built the same. Just because it's a box doesn't necessarily mean it can hold all the weight that you put inside of it. So being very mindful of proper packing techniques are great. This is where your Marie Kondo can really come in and help you to solve all these issues. There are tons of tutorials online if you want to check them out and see some examples of good practices on packing. But get quality supplies, because these are your belongings. Also, if you get a moving company, this could be something that they do as well. They have quality supplies. That's why moving companies sometimes have these higher fees, because they have all this extra manpower that they supply you with, as well as supplies that they already provide. So label boxes clearly. Label each box with its contents and the room it belongs to for easy identification during unpacking. The same way you kind of packed up the property is the same way you kind of want to start to unfold it. And from there, really the last essential things will be the crown jewel of the home. So the last items that you would want to move are the ones that you are probably going to keep, you know, closer to you. Um, Label everything, because labeling doesn't hurt. There's so much stuff that you're going to have up in the air and you're going to have in your mind and thinking about and working on. Labeling things as you go, having an organized process as you go is so useful. It's peace of mind. You understand where everything is. You can take inventory of everything, and you can move in a very swift and organized, systematic fashion. When it's just like a little bit here, a little bit there, and everyone's doing their own thing, and some people pack this way and some people pack that way, oh goodness, it could turn into such a mess. But you can bring order to that sort of chaos by leveling with everyone in the house what needs to be done by what time, and starting everyone on the same page so that every point people know, okay, this is what needs to get out of the house, this is what needs to go, this is what needs to be packed, this is what needs to be already done. you know Sometimes moving is not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone wants to move in a particular family, but we need to make the move work for everyone. And a part of that is taking everyone's belongings, the things that they care about and matter the most to them. Pack room by room. Tackle one room at a time, packing non essential items first to maintain organization. And really, this goes again back to the fact that if you do it in an organized fashion, you can easily unfold all the contents back in the other home the other way. And then that can just, again, ease your stress when it comes to actually unfolding everything, your whole life. You put your whole world into some boxes. I can't even begin to express how difficult sometimes that is. So yeah, take time with that, and be patient with yourself in that. Set aside essentials boxes. Pack a separate box with essential items you'll need right away in your new home. Label it clearly. This is the emergency box. This is the one that really we need, and it needs to stay with us at all not times. It's the stuff that really we need for our day to day to operate and function as a family. Donate or discard unwanted items. As you pack, set aside items for donation or disposal, reducing the overall items to be moved. You should have done a lot of this during the decluttering process last week. And remember, this is an ongoing process, so be patient with yourself as you're moving these things out. So we say that this could be done in a day, but ideally, you've been doing this for some time, and this would be the final day of finally getting rid of these last few things, or in the process of getting rid of these last few things. Because remember, we're only on day 14. This is a 30-day guide. So we still have 30 days, well, 16 more days to get basically things settled and really out of the house. But you'll see that by day 20, there's still going to be something that we're going to have to do that's going to kind of change our timeline. Because as of right now, you guys don't know what happens on day 20, but we'll talk about it later. Organize a timeline for packing. Develop a timeline for packing, ensuring that you pace yourself and avoid last minute stress. It's all about stress management. Moving is not easy. No one can really lie to you and tell you otherwise. It is not easy. Unless you're a minimalist that is used to moving, that is accustomed to doing it, it can be very, very hard. There are people that would like to purchase a home and never have to move again. And in a perfect world, in an ideal world, that would happen. But unfortunately, it seems like more and more that we're going to be in a world where we're going to have to build our real estate empires one property at a time. And it's going to have to take leveraging those properties into the bigger next property to do that correctly. So it's going to be an uphill battle, but nothing for millennials has been easy. So I really do think that coming these next 10 years, I would assume would be, really a safe timeline for real estate. You're going to see more of that. You're going to see more opportunities, but for people that are in the mix and in the know, because you need to be playing this game day in, day out and talking to people day in, day out to really know what's happening in the market and how people are feeling. And timelines, when do they need to move by? When does the new buyer need to move by? Everyone would like to move in immediately, but you yourself might have to move out in a certain amount of time, and we can leverage that. Especially in the seller's market, we can leverage that in your favor. So organize a timeline for packing. Develop a timeline for packing, ensuring that you pace yourself and avoid last minute stress. It really is about the stress. And I can't implore that enough. That if you can reduce stress during the move, your experience with the whole new home will be so much greater. I I don't know how to describe it. It's really, they're very closely correlated. The move process can start off the home ownership on a very different note. So it's going to be important for you to be honest about the timelines that you need. And if you need more time, let the realtor know, because, like I said, there are points that can be negotiated, especially in a seller's market. If it's a buyer's market, it's a little different. But in a seller's market, the seller is the one that's presumably in control. Notify utility companies. Inform utility companies about your move, scheduling disconnections at your current address and connections at the new one. This is assuming that you've already purchased another home, and this may well happen. Statistics say that most people will be selling the home they're in to purchase a home with that money. So what this is called in our business is making one home contingent on that another. A contingency is a condition of something happening. So you'll hear the word contingencies a lot when we talk about contracts and when we talk about real estate in general, because that's what is the proper term that we use to talk about this for that. A contingency usually is the deciding factor of whether or not the X thing has met the Y criteria. You know, hire movers or rent a truck. If using professional movers, confirm arrangements. If moving yourself, rent a truck and plan logistics. Please, 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 please do yourself a favor and confirm arrangements. I know it's a company. I know they should have known. I know you called. I know you had a reservation. I know that you had it all on paper. You have the email. I know. But when people don't show up, and when the truck's late, and when you're freaking out, and I can't help you because didn't sign a contract with them, you spoke with them, you arranged everything with them, it is truly, truly frustrating. So do yourself a favor and confirm everything. If you need to change movers at last minute, it's better that than having a poor quality service in a situation, or really setting yourself up for failure. We hear about these horror stories, and make sure, please, that these companies that you use are licensed and insured, because we hear these horror stories of these movers that will take people's belongings and hold them in storage, or confiscate them, or hold them, until payment has been received. I don't know how that's allowed to fly, but please be very, very careful of those situations, because that's the last thing you want, is someone taking your things. It's almost like inviting someone to rob you. No, unforgivable. Vet all your movers. Make sure that you are using trustworthy companies. And if you're going to do it yourself, rent a truck. Allow yourself more time. It takes a lot more time to move than you think. And invite some friends. Use the power of networking, and invite friends, invite family, and buy some pizzas. Invite everybody out to dinner. Really get them over there, and then have them help you out, and get organized and have them help you out, because when it comes to actually moving, every little bit of savings can translate into more profit for your bottom line. So that's really what, at the end of the day, you can save yourself, is this extra cost that inevitably ends up hurting your bottom line. And lastly, for day 14, it's inform your friends and family. Share your moving timeline with friends and family and ask for assistance if needed. This is again going back to whether or not you're going to do it yourself or with someone else. Now, I will be cautious in saying that you should always err on the side of privacy and caution. Don't advertise your move too prematurely or broadcast it too widely, because of course there are always ne'er-do-wells that um, don't have the best of intentions in mind, let's put it that way. And for privacy reasons, for security reasons, you don't want to really advertise or broadcast the fact that you're packing up your stuff and leaving it all in boxes inside your home. It makes it very convenient for people to come in and take it all away. Now, um, I'm all for documenting the journey and advertising, that you're in the purchase process, or selling your home. I get it. But be very just discerning about who you share it with, because more than anything else, we want your belongings to make it from point A to point B securely. And sometimes you just never know who has access to these social media sites sometimes. But again, good old fashioned phone call doesn't hurt. However you and your family communicate, that if they are open to helping you out, if you have good communication, by all means get them in there. Otherwise, think about movers. Movers are very trustworthy, especially if you're working with a good reputable company, and they can be a great reliable source of help, and especially in a situation that can be very stressful. So to recap for today and day 14, these are the 10 things that we covered. Create a packing plan, gather packing supplies, label boxes clearly, pack room by room, set aside essentials box, donate or discard unwanted items, organize a timeline for packing, notify utility companies, hire movers or rent a truck, and inform friends and family. Beginning the packing process and organizing a timeline for the move will set the stage for a smoother and more organized transition to the new home. And I've seen it time and time again. The more smooth the transition, the more smooth the home ownership. It's just a great way to start it. And if you have a great transaction, if everything goes well and you get the home at a great price, it is just a cherry on top. So if you or anyone you know is interested in buying, selling, leasing, or investing real estate, I am more than happy to help you with your questions and give you guidance on anything you might want to know. Again, my name is Hugo Quintanilla. I am a licensed realtor in Maryland. My phone number is 240-389-4846. My email is hugo@lnf.com. And my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. Thank you so much for tuning in for day 14. I'm going to cut really briefly and we'll come back and just talk for a second about the top news stories of the week. And we will call it a day, and we will come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will be back to a normal afternoon schedule. So I hope that you all are ready. I think we're going to probably do it a little bit earlier, actually. stay tuned. It's not going to be a late night one tomorrow, but it's gonna be a good one tomorrow. We got day 15, and for day 15, you can expect to hear about researching local moving companies and obtaining quotes. So if you have no other friends, I'm going to give you some tips and some help on how to work with these moving companies tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow for that. Stay tuned in a few seconds for the top 10 news stories, and I'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.